Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Seattle Seahawks 5th round selection in the 2018 NFL Draft, Shaquem Griffin, linebacker from the University of Central Florida.
Shaquem Griffin, no doubt the story of the NFL Draft. Welcome into Auto Nation All Access. I'm Michael Spencer. By now, you probably know Griffin's story. The young man was born with amniotic band syndrome and had his left hand amputated at age 4, only to grow up and become a professional athlete. Griffin played college football at Central Florida, recently finished his senior season there, and then last weekend was drafted in the 5th round by the Seattle Seahawks, the same team where his twin brother Shaquem plays. As Griffin prepares for his rookie season, he's hoping his story can be an inspiration, not just to athletes, but to people everywhere.
Be able to set a standard and get away from people saying, setting limitations on others, because I never want to start helping people and inspiring people to be the best that they can be. So even without football, football doesn't define Shaquem Griffin. It's who he can help that defines him.
Who he can help that defines him. Ryan Green joining us tonight, and one of the many people that he has helped is a young man right here in Colorado.
Right. I mean, Shaquem Griffin's story is probably an inspiration to many, Mike. But there's one senior at Prairie View High School that sees Griffin getting drafted as, well, more of a challenge.
I'm Michael Sands, and this is my story. My umbilical cord was wrapped around my hand, so it cut off the circulation to the fingers and stuff, so they never grew. I first started wondering why this happened to me, why I was one-handed, because I noticed when I was with other kids that other kids had 2 hands and they could do stuff that I couldn't. In the beginning, I doubted myself a lot. I actually didn't think I could do anything. Football was a sport that caught my eye instantly. It was like a dream to see like big dudes and everybody hitting each other as hard as they can, not even giving a crap what's going on. So I decided I want to try it. And unfortunately, my first coach said I can't do anything, that it's a 2-handed sport, you need to be able to keep up with everybody else. And in my mind, I said, well, you know what, screw that, I'm going to do it anyway. Started training and doing everything I could to match everybody, but it wasn't enough for me. I decided that I didn't want to just be equal to everybody, that I wanted to be better than them. So I always trained harder than the person next to me. 7th grade, I played receiver. And being a receiver one-handed is pretty challenging. I'm going to tell you that. It's pretty hard, but I made it work. I got to high school, and I had a really, really negative coach that didn't believe in what I could do. I luckily had a coach named Howard at my school. He believed in me, and he told me that, hey, next year you're playing corner for me. And I said, okay, as long as I get to play, I don't care what position it is. And he said, okay, but it's not going to be easy. I'm going to push you harder than I've ever pushed anybody. And I said, okay, bring it on. I was starting to get the hang of it and everything. I was more confident on the field. I stopped trying to wear a glove over my left hand. I just tried to be me, try to get on special teams. Like, every time I had an opportunity, I was trying to get on the field. I did the blue and gray combine, and it's basically they pop like 150 kids and they put them against each other on different teams, and we just like duke it out and do it. I could tell like a couple of the kids didn't believe that I was gonna be good just because like I'm one-handed. They're like, oh, he probably just got here because of like a mercy and everything, and I was like, line up against me right now. So we literally lined up, and I did not have any mercy for them, and it was the most fun I've ever had. I basically welcome any challenge that people put ahead of me, like, oh, you need to run this, 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 and I'll be like, okay, give me a couple of days and I'll try to get there. Played football, I wrestled, I run track. The more sports I play, the more people are gonna notice me. And the more people notice me is the more that they believe that other kids like me can do the same thing.
With the 141st pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Shaquem Griffin.
To hear that Shaquem Griffin was the one to get into the NFL at one-handed, it kind of crushed my dream of being the first one in the NFL, but then at the same time, I knew that he's now my competition. I'm going after him. Like, I want to be better than him. So I'm just trying to do it better than he can. I'm always trying to prove myself no matter what the situation. I'm going to try to play 2 sports in college. I'm going to try to play football and run track, and then try to get better as a person and as an athlete. Got a lot of work to do, so I'm hoping that whatever school I go to is willing to stick with me and rough out all the edges that I have and everything, fix me as a person and as an athlete.
I mean, I've interviewed a lot of high school athletes, and I don't think I've heard any of them talk like that. He's aware enough to know that he wants to be a better athlete and a better person. I think that just speaks volumes to what kind of person this guy is.
He mentioned wanting to play in college. What does the future hold?
There's a lot of colleges looking at him for all of the sports he was talking about. He's looking. There's one that wants him for track, one that wants him for wrestling, but his sights are set on like he said, being better than Shaquem Griffin and getting to the NFL.
And here's the story. You know, after seeing that, the future's bright for
Right.
this young man.
Yeah.
Ryan, thanks.